exercise never hurt anybody. Number two on my list is people aren't paying attention to you as much as you feel like they are. When you're out in public, nobody is looking at you, nobody cares what you're doing. When you're talking, nobody cares. Nobody is judging you. I struggle a lot with social anxiety, and I still struggle with it. And so there's times where I'm just walking in public, or if I'm at a coffee shop and I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'll get self conscious about the way that I look, or how I sound like, or the way that I'm walking, or what I'm wearing, or, I start to think that people think that I'm weird or that they're making fun of me, and I promise you they're not. Nobody is paying attention to you at all. Don't worry about what people think of you. Your worst critic is yourself. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's thinking that you're weird or that the way you talk is weird. Don't be afraid to take up space. You are perfectly fine the way that you are. Everything that you're doing is fine. Nobody's judging you the way that you think you are. Number three, some people may agree, some people may disagree, but nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you an explanation for why they haven't talked to you in a while. Nobody owes you anything. There's people that I thought I've been really good friends with who have just suddenly deleted me off social media, and they blocked me, and they just stopped talking to me completely. And I used to take it personally. It used to really hurt me. But I've come to realize that nobody owes you anything. Maybe there's a reason they didn't want me in their life anymore. Maybe they just felt like they just didn't want me in their path, or maybe just they didn't relate to me, or I was just contributing to their life in a negative way. Number four, this one is common sense, but expectations always leads to disappointment. I heard this quote a very, very long time ago, and it has stuck with me ever since I heard it, and it's so true. Every time you have an expectation as to how things are going to go, or you have expectations of a person, it's always going to end up in disappointment. Always, always, always. I think it's important to not have any expectations, because more often than not, it's never going to meet them. It's good to just approach situations with an open mind. You can have expectations, but just in your mind, just know it. Things might not go the way that I want them to, or the way that I'm envisioning, and just be okay with that, and you'll be happier. Okay, so number five is a is what I've learned. I used to not go to things because I couldn't find anybody to go with, or none of my friends wanted to go. And so eventually I just gave up. I just started doing things by myself, and it's honestly not that bad. It's good to be in your own company. Learn how to be okay with being alone. Number 8, it's okay to not like alcohol. You do not need it in order to have fun, in order to have a good time. It is not necessary. It's okay to not drink. It's okay to be sober. In fact, being sober is amazing. We live in a society where there's just so much pressure to drink. It's something that we celebrate turning 21 so you can get blackout drunk. You don't need any of that. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. And don't let anybody make you feel like you're not cool enough or you're less than for not wanting to drink. And if somebody in your life is making you feel that way, they are not your friend, and you don't need somebody like that in your life. Number 9 is a bit niche. It's a bit morbid. Not a lot of people might understand, but the voices don't ever go away. They don't ever will go away. And what I mean by that is work with box cutters every day. It's a part of my job. Sometimes when I look at the box cutter, the voices in my head start yapping, and I get these urges. With that being said, I am officially 2 years free of self-harm, and the urges are definitely there sometimes, but we're staying strong. Number 10, speak up for yourself. Not even just against people that are being rude to you, but if you order a coffee and they make it wrong, don't be afraid to tell them to remake it for you. It's something that you paid for, and it should be done the right way. If you're not comfortable in a situation, speak up. It's okay to say no, or it's okay to say, I'm not comfortable doing that. Number 11 is to find a hobby that you enjoy that takes you away from your phone. For me, recently this year, I have gotten back into reading. Social media really takes a toll on your mental health. I was getting really depressed. All I would do is I would just lay in bed and I would scroll and scroll and scroll for hours, and it wasn't good for my mental health. So I got this tablet and I started reading, and I don't spend as much time on my phone now. I don't have any social media downloaded onto this, and it's been the best decision that I've made in a while for my own sanity. Number 12, people who gossip about others with you definitely talk about you when you're not around. And I have been guilty of this. This is more common in workplaces, I've noticed, is people will be friendly to someone, and then as soon as they leave the room, they will turn to you and start talking badly about that person. Number 13, pets are the only beings on this earth who will love you unconditionally. That is something that I've learned. You are your pet's entire world. So if you ever find yourself getting frustrated with them, be patient, leave the room. You are their entire life. You are all that your pets know. They love you no matter how broke you are, no matter your appearance. They look at you and their eyes are full of love, and you're their person. Just be grateful for your pet. I miss my cat every day. Related to that, there's no timeline for grief. Absolutely not. I, in fact, think that if you are grieving someone, the grief is always going to be there. It just gets easier with time, but it never fully goes away. You could be 2 years from now, you will just randomly start crying because you miss them, whether it's a person, whether it's a pet. was just the most devastating thing ever. And it's gonna be 2 years in May, and I feel like I've moved on. I've healed. It doesn't hurt as much as it used to, but man, there's some days where he's all I think about, or he just vividly pops into my mind, and I just break down. You know, I cry for 5 minutes and then I'm fine. And I think it's always going to be like that. I don't think it ever goes away. But just know you're not alone. You're not weird. You're not weak at all. There's no timeline for grief, and it's hard. There's a truck out there that's just idling, so I'm so sorry if you can hear it. But number 15 is you're not behind in life, no matter what you think. Life is not a marathon. There are no set ages where you should already have something accomplished. Everybody has their own path. Everybody goes at a different pace. I know it may seem like all your friends, everybody that you used to go to school with, have families, kids, the new house, the new car, a good job, or anything. Your time will come. You do not need to beat yourself up over it. Your relationship with your parents gets better as soon as you move out. I learned this. This is something that happened to me. I'm not going to talk too much about my parents because I know they wouldn't appreciate it, and it's really personal. I don't feel like talking about it, but let's just say I have had a very tumultuous relationship with my parents. They've hurt me a lot, not to the point of no contact, but they have hurt me a lot. And moving out was the best decision that I have made for my mental health, and my relationship with my parents has improved significantly since moving out. I don't feel uncomfortable around them anymore. Obviously, this does not apply to people who have super abusive parents. I am not talking about that at all. But if you feel like you're at odds with your parents, and I just want you to know that the minute that you move out, it gets better. The communication gets better. The way that they treat you gets better. Sometimes it doesn't matter if they're your parents. Sometimes living together just doesn't work out. Number 18 is self-care is more than just getting a silly little treat. Now, I'm not hating on people who have a bad day and go get a coffee. I do that all the time. I'll go to Target and I'll get my coffee and buy a Squishmallow, and I'll call it self-care, and that's absolutely fine. But you need to remember that self-care is also sitting down and working on yourself and acknowledging your flaws and improving on yourself and the way that you treat people and the way that you treat yourself. Self-care is sitting down and reflecting and really just working on your mental health. Number 19, your self-destructive habits are not going to fill the void inside of you. Alcohol, in my case, I'm a woman, so I'm talking from the point of view of women. Men, hooking up with a bunch of men and constantly wanting attention from boys because you think that it's gonna make you feel better and it's gonna fill this gap inside of you. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna make you happy if you're using it as a way to escape your mind, because ultimately you need to work on your mind in order to be happy, and using all these other outlets as a temporary form of happiness is not going to make you happy in the end. It's not going to fix your problems. This next one, number 20, kind of goes in hand with what I just talked about, but you're worth more than your appearance and the way your body looks and what your body can give other people. Are worth so much more than your body. Your body is not the only thing that's beautiful about you. 21, this I feel like is common sense, but your high school years aren't the best times of your life. For me, I feel like my life only gets better as I get older. Every year, in my opinion, has been better than the last. I guess I'm mostly talking if somebody is watching me and you're in high school. These are not the best years of your life, I promise. Number 22 is to take pride in everything that you do, whether that's your job, sports, whatever you like to do, you should be proud of it. Number 23 is to be grateful more often. I am a complainer. I like to complain. I know we all have complained at some point in our lives, but I think it's important to take a step back and be more grateful for the things that we have instead of wishing we had more. For me, I don't live in the best area. My apartments aren't the best, they're not modern or sleek or fancy by any means. But, I'm grateful that I have a home to live in, that I have a roof over my head. I live in a state where in the winter it gets super cold, and I've gone out at night before to do errands, and it's in freezing temperatures, and I just think, I'm glad that I am able to go back to a home in a warm place and have a bed to lay in, because a lot of people don't have that, and nobody deserves to be out in the cold or in scorching hot weather. I complain about my job sometimes. Sometimes I go and I'm just mad because I have to go to work. I'm grumpy. I work early in the mornings. But, I take a step back and just say, you know what? I'm so grateful that I have a job, that I'm able to pay my bills, that I have a job that gives me money. It's really hard for people to find jobs right now, and the job market isn't great from what I've heard. So when I find myself complaining about my job, I just try to shift my mindset and just be grateful that I even have one, so that I can provide for myself and my necessities. Number 24, social media is not as it seems. Everything on social media is very fake, it's curated. Things are not as they seem on social media. I have known people that they'll post their significant other all the time, or they'll post about all these concerts they're going to, or all these things they're doing, but in real life, they are the most miserable people ever, and they're unhappy with themselves, and it's not the way they present themselves on social media. So I try not to compare myself, because everybody has something they're going through. Everybody has insecurities, and social media, you can curate it to look like a front. It's a facade. You can give whatever facade you want to people. Number 25 is to get therapy. This is one that I haven't done myself, that I plan to do hopefully this year. Therapy never hurt anybody. I think everybody could benefit from therapy. And if you have access to that and you are able to, then I highly recommend it. It's gonna be all for my list today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I apologize for the background noise again. It's the first time in a while that I have my apartment to myself, so I really wanted to take advantage of it and film while I'm in a chatty mood. Yeah, happy spring. I hope you guys are all having a good spring so far. Happy Easter.